These caterpillars aren't just hungry, they're hangry. Don't get in the way of this hangry monarch caterpillar. These caterpillars become aggressive when they don't get enough of their main food source, milkweed. When you miss a meal, you can feel pretty hungry, but you might also feel irritated and annoyed at the people around you. This happens when the amount of sugar in your blood gets too low. Some people call this feeling hangry. This word combines hungry and angry. Other animals feel this too. Scientists at Florida Atlantic University found that monarch caterpillars get hangry too. And in November 2020, the scientists published their study in a scientific journal. What happens when animals get hangry? Monarch caterpillars are normally peaceful, but when they do not get enough of their main food, a plant called milkweed, these insects butt heads. They jump on each other, they knock each other out of the way. Alex Keene led the research on the caterpillar. He's a neuroscientist. This is someone who studies the structure and function of the brain. He says our brains are set up to control everything our bodies need to do. And one of the most important things we need to do is find food, he says Keene. This is true whether you're a caterpillar or a human. Keene says that people and insects may feel the need to fight when there's not much food, but there's a difference between people and caterpillars. People know they shouldn't hit each other's. Caterpillars do not. Keene says he's always loved the monarchs. He decided to study these caterpillars after seeing them shove each other in his garden. He looked for information on the internet. He could not find any scientific papers there. He turned to YouTube next. There he found many videos of caterpillars acting aggressively. That made him realize that caterpillar aggression is real. So Keene and his team of scientists caught monarch caterpillars in the wild. They placed them on milkweed leaves in their lab. Some caterpillars had plenty to eat. They were calm. Other caterpillars did not have enough to eat. They turned aggressive. The most aggressive caterpillars were the oldest ones. They were almost ready to turn into butterflies. When a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, the process is called metamorphosis. It is a change that an animal goes through to alter its appearance. Older caterpillars will not eat for 8 to 12 days while they're in cocoons. Studying how hunger affects aggression. Monarchs need milkweed to survive, but across the United States, there are fewer fields of milkweed because humans clear the land. Even outside Keene's lab, these hungry caterpillars are probably getting hangry. However, that's not the main reason Keene wants to study monarch caterpillars. He hopes to understand how hunger affects aggression in human brains. It's a lot easier to study this in caterpillars. The human brain has billions of neurons. These are cells. They receive and send messages from the body to the brain and back to the body. Insects only have a few 100,000 neurons. By studying them, Keene can get to a point where we can understand what each cell does, he says. This would be completely impossible in humans' larger brains. The study was the first step. Next, Keene will set up cameras in a garden around his school so he can film monarchs. He'll also start to study the caterpillar's genes, which are the segments of DNA. Genes affect how a living thing looks and behaves. Keene wants to see which genes relate to hunger and aggression. Many non-scientists want to help too. Since Keene's study published, he says, I've gotten videos from people all over the country showing monarch fights.